What's up guys, JJ here, and it is time for another FM virtual stadium tour. That's right, I am back and feeling better than ever, so let's get on with this. As some of you may have already worked out, today we are taking a look round the Stade Félix-Bollaert, the home stadium of RC Lens in France. And as always, for you, the first fact I have about this stadium is its overall capacity, and it's just over 41,000 for this stadium. So if I now take you round the stadium quickly, just for a look, as you'll be able to tell rather quickly, it's quite an old stadium this. I know it's a little bit difficult in game, but it's not the most modernist of stadiums. It was opened in 1934, so obviously not the most brand new stadium I'm ever going to show you. Three-tiered arrangement on the main grandstand there. I believe each end is the same, so I'm sure we'll get to see that eventually when I get round to it. Just simple two tiers, no corners. The facing grandstand obviously similar as well. So there you go, very similar. No corners at all to see. But yeah, well that's it. There doesn't seem to be a tunnel anywhere. Just worrying me slightly. How did the players get onto the pitch? But anyway, yeah, as I've already said, this is the home stadium of RC Lens. It was opened in 1934, originally as an oval stadium, so that'll be one of those with a running track round the outside, and it only had the main grandstand. Not as it is now, but it only had a main grandstand and a 12,000 capacity, so not that much. It went hugely unchanged until the 1970s, so that's like 40 years without doing any work to it. And then eventually in the 1940s, I've already said, they added facing and side stands of the on the edge of the pitch, and that's when it was converted from being an oval to being a proper football, four-side stadium. Even so, the facing stand, this one here, and each end, they were rather small, and so not a lot of improvement was had to the overall capacity until 1984, when it was picked to be one of the stadiums used in the 1984, I believe it was the European Championships, or maybe, yeah, the European Championships that had taken place in France, or were taking place in France. So they had to increase the capacity again from 39,000 before, which was what I mentioned when they put the new facing grandstand and the end, the behind the goal stands in. They'd actually increased it that time from 12,000 to 39,000, so now they needed to increase it, and they actually went to 51,000 seats. And so then it was able to host matches during that 1984 championships. It hosted 2 group matches, so it wasn't hugely used, but it was definitely part of that 1984 championships held in France. After that, there's not really much to say until we get to 1992, when it set its record attendance of 48,900 people in a match between Lens and Marseille. Lens, of course, being the hosts of this wonderful stadium. We then jumped to 1998, when it was once again named as one of the stadiums as one of the hosts of the World Cup, held in France, of course. It needed to be expanded for that again, and hugely updated, so that it was just made safe for UEFA and FIFA's regulation, so it wasn't just the French League judging the stadium. During that World Cup, it held a bunch of group matches, but the most important match it had was a round of 16 match, so that's the one before the quarter-finals between France and Paraguay. France won it 1-0, of course. France did win the overall tournament that year, so it hosted a French national match, which is good. Then we jumped to 2004, where they had to reduce the capacity because Lens got relegated to League 2. They were set to completely redevelop it once again, but because they got relegated, they decided to shut that plan down, and they actually closed, I believe, everything but the main grandstand when they got relegated to the French Ligue 2. The overall capacity went hugely down, because obviously if you're relegated from France's top division, the same as everywhere else in the world, the fans don't keep coming because it's not the highest quality of football. And then the stadium was actually renamed in 2012 from the Stade Félix-Bollaert to the Stade Bollaert Deliaïs. They named part of the stadium after the mayor, André Deliaïs, the mayor of Lens the city, and he actually died that year, so they named it in his memory, which was definitely nice of the football club. Last thing I have to say is that it was selected as one of the host stadiums of Euro 2016. I believe that is also being held in France, but since Lens got relegated into League 2, obviously after that they couldn't put together the funding they needed to redevelop it and make it all shiny and new for that tournament. Excuse me. So it's actually been deselected as one of the host stadiums, and it's not clear whether it's going to be reselected again or not. So it's up in the air at the moment whether it's going to be able to take part in that championship. But apart from that, thanks for watching, guys. For once I've actually had a stadium with quite a lot of history to look over. Not saying that France doesn't have any of that, but I did kind of say that passive aggressively. Anyway, apart from that, thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to check us out on Facebook. It is facebook.com/FM Stadium Tours, or check us out on Twitter. Our mantle is of course at FM Stadium Tours, and we even have our own website now, which I've worked painstakingly on for the last few months trying to get up. It is up now. It's at www.fmstadiumtour.com. So apart from that, thanks for watching, guys, and as we take a final look round this beautiful old stadium, it's time for me to say laters.